Hello humans, Artist with the Fro here, and welcome to a special episode, or rather, one of the different type of episodes that we're going to go over, and it's going to be called The Stuff You Should Know. So I figured I'd do this sort of episode while also opening up some packs, so that way we can kind of get into what we have here. So we have a dual overload box here, and I'm just going to open it up as I go into my little conversation. Now, many of people ask me multiple times, like, Artist with a Fro, why do you give away cards? Like, what do you do for work? Is there anything that like how do you make this much money, and how are you giving away these cards, etc. And I kind of just wanted to disprove, or rather just share some light on some of the questions that people had in particular. So, just to start off, I guess I would say is that I technically don't really have that much money. It's not a matter of the money that I have, and instead it's a matter of me giving out cards because I kind of want to give them out. That's pretty much the basis of it. There is, at the start of the sealed only, and if you were watching from the unsealed only journey, you probably would have heard me say this multiple times, but we have a multitude of cards that we ended up getting, or rather that we are going to end up getting as we end up opening like multiple packs here and everything that we have here. I'm probably going to end up keeping this card, so let's just see what it is really quickly. Ooh, Stardust Dragon. Very nice. I'm going to hold on to this and probably like frame it. But for multiple streams that we've had both here on the channel and on Twitch, and for the other episodes as well as the giveaway episode that we displayed, people have been asking me, hey, like, why do you give away free cards? And it's really just a matter of that. It's like, if I have no reason to hold on to the card, if there is no sort of value that it's going to give either to my decks or really to my playstyle, I don't necessarily sell cards. So it's one of the things which just like, you know what, I might as well just give it to someone else that might be able to use it, or if they need the money for it, then they'll have a better way of utilizing that card. Before, or rather just to give sort of a bit of history and background into my experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! I primarily played it through my high school career, and then I kind of like stopped when I got to college. I only picked it back up when we met the Ghost Trick gal, and sort of after that it's been kind of like ever since. But as pendulums were coming in, I kind of eased out of the game, but I still had sort of a large inventory of cards. So I was thinking to myself, like, you know, well, if I ever get back into the game, do I want to still have, like, you know, the shoeboxes on shoeboxes on shoeboxes, shout out to the shoebox squad, of cards that I had before? And the real quick answer to that was no. It's just like, I don't really want to end up with 20,000 versions of the cards that I had beforehand, or rather just copies on copies on copies of cards that I'm either A, not going to use, or B, just not really going to have a lot of fun using. So it's just like, you know what, if I do start my sealed only, as it is going to be my last competitive journey in Yu-Gi-Oh!, or rather the most far I can go with competitions, albeit there is a few things that we did have to change thanks to the tribe infecting virus, but I was just like, you know what, if this is going to be my last journey, then why not make it an inclusive journey? Why not have it be something where I get support not only from the people that are contributing to watching my channel, but also to the people that, like, you know, want to collaborate or show up on stream and just, like, you know, say hi. And if I can just make someone else's Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience a lot better, then that's kind of like the end goal for me. So as we open up this first pack, you can see that we have Speedroid, number 27. Ooh, some more. We're definitely going to be able to use that. And Union Carrier. So we're going to hold on to Union Carrier, hold on to this, and hold on to Dreadnought. These two cards, we're going to go into the Gold Tsar Tin. Talk about giveaways. The Gold Tsar Tin is pretty much almost full at this point. I feel like I'm just going to have to get maybe another set of something just to fill it out at max, or I might just actually fill out the rest of it with what's the cards, or rather with sort of like either dual centers, or I might just put some bubble wrap or something in there. But going back to what I mentioned before, in regards to giving away, it's like, you know, hey, somebody else might be able to use it. Like in this case, I can use the 3 cards that are here. I can use the Union Carrier, I can use the Samorg. This is actually going to go straight into the Samorg deck, and Dreadnought is a really good standard level 4. Let's see what other cards we could have gotten. Cards like this, like Malefic, Paradox Gear, I'm not necessarily going to use. I've always been a fan of Alien, so this card I am going to hold on to. But Blackwing Zephyros the Elite, we have no need for, as well as Herald of Mirage Lights, and then Extra Hero Infernal Devicer. So I know I definitely don't have any hero decks. I'll probably just have to read the effect of this card afterwards. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. There's no other reason other than, if I'm not using a card, then there's no reason for me to hold on to it. And I think that that's really kind of like a good mentality for me to have. And I'm not going to say that everybody needs to have that. By all means, if you want to collect your cards, more power to you. It's always cool to have a big collection of things that you enjoy, so that way you can always go back and either show your friends or talk about it and be like, hey, I pulled this card, or I have this card, etc. I think just for me, it's a matter of more of utility, where it's if I can't use it, if it has no utility to me, I feel like we're gonna put this in the binder. Cubic Ascension, Golden Castle of Stromberg, and Infinite Impermanence. Very nice. We're definitely gonna be able to use that. Stromberg is definitely going into the binder. And what I mean by that is again, it's there are cards in here that we can't use, but someone else might have a use for it. This extra hero we'll put in the. I'm trying to. Let's see. Trying to decide. I feel like I'll put Zephyros in the binder itself. So we have a few cards that are going to go into the binder. These cards I will have some use for, or rather I have some intentional use for them. And Infinite Impermanence was probably the best card that we could have pulled out of here. But we are still looking for the Tenyu card. But like I mentioned before, it's if I have no need for it, then there's no point in me sort of holding on to it. And if someone else can use it, then I might as well let them have it. Psyframe Lord Omega, that's an interesting one. We might hold on to that, we might not. Cubic Casualty, I need a few more traps to put into the binder. Dragon and Starving Venom Lethal Dose. I'll have to look into this card. It is a fusion, but it needs 3 Dark Pendulum, so we really can't do anything with that, nor can we do anything with King Dragoon, so that's going to go over there. Magical Musketeer Caspar, we might be able to use, or rather, we'll probably just give that away into the binder. So again, another thing that I do want to mention is also how I give away cards, because I feel like that's something that we really haven't fleshed out. I know that my audiences are different on several platforms, but I do technically have kind of a wide group of people that are regulars, I would say, that show up on my Twitch and on my streams, and they've received up to, let's say, 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 cards in some ways. Because of the way in which I give away cards. Now, for the streams in particular, and for the duels that I do online, if you beat me in a duel, you win a free card. And what I mean by that is that I have a binder. I have an actual binder. I'm going to reach over and grab it so you guys can see. But I have an actual binder full of cards, again, that I know that I'm not going to use and could probably be useful in someone else's deck. And some of these can range from supers, secrets, etc. But some of them, in my opinion, I don't know. I feel like they might be worth something. They probably aren't, but if someone else can find a use for it, it's also a good way for me to have sort of that interactivity with the fans, or rather with the supporters of the channel. For the people that are able to show up and say, hey, Artist with a Fro, I just want to duel you real quick. And what I usually do is I take the sealed only deck that we have and we put it on the virtual platform, either Dueling Book or Dueling Nexus, and I duel people, and every stream, every time people come back to it, they're able to duel me and win a free card. So you never know, somebody might have a card that they could want. Daigusto Emerald, we pulled probably 3 of him. Wise Tricks, I think that's a good binder card. Card of Fate, we're not going to be able to use this, but we might need some more spell cards. Malefic Selector is going to go there, and then I'm going to have to look at this card, because I don't think we run any machine-type decks, but we might be able to have something for that in the future. But as you can see, these cards here, the ones that I am pulling, all of these are going to go into the binder. So whoever has, let's say people that play Cubic decks, I know Cubics are going to definitely come back. People that are still holding out for Raid Raptors or sort of cards with Wing Beast, I know that that's going to be a deck that folks are going to want. Card of Fate I've always liked. Golden Castle of Stromberg I'm not necessarily liked, but Grand Maju players, they might have what they need in that. But yeah, that's pretty much just the gist of this video. I kind of just wanted to explain how and why I give away cards, and sort of increase my, my altruism, or rather just, increase the audience members of people that could receive the cards. So if you are in the market for any of the cards that I pulled here, or any of the stuff that we have on the channel. Again, I encourage you to join in on the streams. Make sure that you guys show up for that. Aside from that, I would also encourage folks to just watch through the sealed only and enter the giveaway as well. We still have about 20 to 21 days for the giveaway, so there are chances of folks getting some of the cards that they could want. Protector Whelp, we're not going to be able to use. Zombie World, I despise zombies, so we might do like a little signing for that. Witchcrafter Creation and Ojama Emperor, as well as Almirage. So Almirage we know that we can use. So this card I am going to hold on to. Zombie World I hate, but someone else might like it. Witchcrafter Creation, I also know that that's a fairly good card. Ojama Emperor and Protector Whelp we have really no need for, so those two cards are going to go over there. So that's pretty much going to just do it for the video. And if I wanted to show you guys what we got and what we're going to use, the cards that are either going to go into my sealed only deck or decks that we can use, of course, Salamandrate, Infinite Impermanence, 27 Dreadnought, Mirage of Light I'll have to read, Samorg, Alien Shock Trooper, M-Frame, and then Union Carrier. And then the cards that are going into the binder. So these are the cards that are given away usually on a stream. All you have to do is beat me in a duel. Witchcrafter Creation, Zombie World, Blackwing Zephyros the Elite, Raid Raptor Wise Tricks, Magical Musketeer Caspar, Cubic Casualty, Ascension, we have Card of Fate, Golden Castle Stromberg, Witchcrafter Creation. The two cards that I'm kind of going to hold out on, I'm just going to have to read them again, Cyframe Lord Omega and Mecha Phantom Beast. I know that this is the card on the back of the box. And then last but not least, of course, these are the cards that are going into the Gold Sark tin. So anybody that's looking to get that Gold Sark tin, all of these cards are also going to be added in there. But aside from that, my friends, I've been the Artist with the Fro. That, my friends, is the show. And thank you all, as always, for watching.